Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to use Kabbalistic tarot cards to predict the month of January 2017 for you coming from Leo. So let me give the cards a bit of a shuffle. And the first card that I'm going to pull is got to do with your romance, marriage, and family areas. Well, the cards are facing you, which is always a good sign, showing that you have some control, at least over your romance, marriage, or family side. Let's first talk of your romance side of life. And I'm going to divide the cards into two. The first half of the card will represent the first 15 days of the month of January for you in romance. Now, it shows frustration. It shows disagreements. It shows the inability to find solutions easily. But it also shows that the opposition is not so great. So it could be you feeling the downside more than it coming from your partner. So try to tell yourself not to be too expectant in your romance area, not to be wanting to take full control in the first 15 days. The second half of the month becomes a little bit more difficult. That's when you have to watch out that what you say or what you do can cause even a breakup to appear. Now, the good news is that romance is available, but having got it, to look after it well is a bit difficult for you in the month of January. So you'll have to work very hard and watch out that the last 17 days or so of January are the more treacherous days that bring difficulties for you in the romance area. Now, regarding your marriage, the first half of the month, from what I can see, it shows gloominess and it shows a tendency of you being dominated, and it also shows a tendency of delays in finding solutions in your marriage, solutions of some kind that your marriage needs. The second half of the card shows that rather than control, you are losing control, and therefore what is in your hand is slipping away. That doesn't mean that you are going to be losing your marriage partner, no, but happiness is slipping away. So the last 12 days or so of January can become worse for you in the marriage situation. It shows a tendency of domination from you, since I'm talking about you. So try not to be a dominating person for the whole month of January. Otherwise, your marriage area, there may be a rebelliousness coming from your partner. So they show stress. In general family areas, there is enough to keep you happy and there is not enough to keep you happy. That's the way I look at it. So the first half of the month, there may be enough to get your marriage seen through on an even level. But the second half of the month shows that you'll have to try harder to keep happiness in your marriage area or in your family area. The second card I'm going to pull is got to do with your career, business, or financial areas. Now it's facing me. So it shows that you do not have much control. Let's talk of career first, in your career areas. Now, dividing the card, the first 15 or 16 or 17 days shows gloominess. It shows a stormy and a rainy period. So I'm tendency to say that anything in your career areas shows frustration for the first 15 or 17 days. The second half of the card is a little bit worse. And so my worry now is that you can find opposition in your career areas, perhaps from superiors or even from your colleagues. Many bad mistakes can be made in the second half of the month especially. And there shows instability in your career area. So you coming from Leo cannot show arrogance or wanting to show stubbornness during the whole month of January 2017. Otherwise, your career area is going to become very not stable. Let's talk of business. Now, the first half of the month is a very gloomy period for you in business. It's very slow. It shows that although your determination levels can make progress, yet somehow what you expect fully will not come. So don't be a perfectionist for the first half of the month. Take what you can. Be patient for better times. Now, the second half of the month is not going well for you in business either. And it shows making mistakes or being too hasty and impatient in decision making, or that disagreements get out of hand, and mistakes made in business are also seen in the second half of the month. So you coming from Leo in the month of January in the area of business cannot afford to be aggressive or to take risks of any kind. The general financial side of this card for you for the month of January is not very steady. So you don't want to go about and spending money on bigger car and a bigger house and doing things like that. It will be better to hold on to whatever money is coming in and try to keep a low profile regarding financial spending. The third card I'm going to pull will be due to explain your health situation for you in Leo for the month of January 2017. It's facing you. It's always a good sign if the cards face you, so you have more control. I see the sign of Jupiter here in the first 15 days, so you're going to be well enough in the areas of health. If anything I'd be worried about for you would be the problem with your lungs, something to do with breathing for the first 15 days. The second half of the month is more to do with stress and anxiety. So watch out that stress and anxiety for you in Leo can bring your allergies to come into play. And therefore, let's talk of skin allergy. You may find that areas of eczema or other skin problems are going to trouble you in the second half of January. It's not a card that shows illnesses of a grave kind. It's more to do with your stressfulness and the inability to cope with frustration. So try to stay calm and try to be patient. And that's what my predictions are using Kabbalistic cards for you for the month of January 2017. If you have any questions for me, go to Facebook and look me up and follow me, and so we can communicate and I'll be able to answer your questions on Facebook. Thank you and goodbye.